If you're running a small business, you know the feeling, right? You are the CEO, you're the marketer, the salesperson, the customer support team. You're basically all of it, rolled into one. Your goal is simple, just grow the business. But the day-to-day reality? Man, it is anything but simple. So let's dive in and see if there's a better way to do this.
Right now, your day probably feels like a frantic dance between a dozen different browser tabs. You've got one app for your website, another for your emails, one for scheduling, another for sending text messages, and oh yeah, another one for invoicing. The list just goes on and on. And each one has its own login, its own monthly fee, and its own learning curve. It's just exhausting, and it's pulling you away from the stuff you're actually good at.
Okay, but what if there was just a single dashboard? One login, one system where every single part of your business, from that very first hello all the way to the final payment, was all connected and working together? That is the whole promise of an all-in-one platform like GoHighLevel. It's built from the ground up to be your business's central command center. Let's see how it actually works. Every single business journey, no matter what you sell, starts with the same first step, attracting a new lead. But, in this crowded digital world, how do you actually get their attention? Well, it all starts by building a really powerful digital front door, a place where your potential customers can find you and easily raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested.
So instead of hiring some expensive developer or spending weeks trying to figure out how to build a website from scratch, GoHighLevel just gives you this library of pre-designed templates. You just pick one that fits your industry, you tweak it with a super simple drag and drop editor, add a form to capture people's info, and connect your domain. I mean, you can have a professional, high-converting online presence up and running in a matter of hours, not weeks.
And look, when we say funnel, don't let the marketing jargon scare you. All it is a focused, step-by-step path. See, unlike a normal website that has like a dozen pages and all these distractions, a funnel guides a visitor toward one single action, like filling out a form or booking a call. It is, by far, the most effective way to turn those casual website visitors into actual, real leads for your business. Okay, so you've captured a lead. Awesome. Now this right here, this is where most businesses totally drop the ball. But it's also where a platform like this becomes an absolute game changer. The follow-up, it can be completely automated. This saves you countless hours and, more importantly, it makes sure no lead ever slips through the cracks again. Now, what's really cool about this is just how flexible it is. To show you what I mean, let's look at two completely different businesses. On one hand, you have a plumber. A plumber needs speed. When a pipe bursts, the first person to respond is the one who gets the job, period. But then you've got a real estate agent. They need patience. Buying a house is a long, emotional journey that requires building trust over months, maybe even years. So let's see how the exact same platform can handle both of these scenarios perfectly. For our plumber, every single second counts. So picture this. A homeowner's in a panic. A pipe just burst, and they fill out the emergency leak form on the plumber's website. Instantly, an automated text message hits their phone that says, "Got your request? We'll call you in the next 2 minutes." At that exact same moment, the system creates a new opportunity in the sales pipeline, and the plumber gets a notification on their phone telling them to call. This entire sequence is totally hands-free. It's not just fast, it's a system that's literally designed to make sure that plumber is always the first one to respond. Now, let's flip over to the real estate agent. For them, it is a marathon, not a sprint. When a new lead comes in, they automatically get a friendly welcome email with a helpful home buyer's guide. Then, over the next 6 months, the system just works in the background, sending them valuable stuff. Local market updates, new listings in their area, even a quick check-in text here and there. It's all designed to build trust and keep that agent top of mind. So when that person is finally ready to buy a house, who do you think they're going to call? You see, that kind of tailored automation, whether it's for an instant response or a long-term relationship, is a complete game changer. It's about building a system one time and then just letting it work for you, 24/7. And, if you're curious to see how this could be set up for your business, this is a great time to mention that you can actually try GoHighLevel completely free for 30 days. The link for that is right down in the description. Now think about all those messages we just talked about, the text to the plumber's lead, the emails to the potential homebuyer. Where do all the replies actually go? Well, this is the next really cool piece of the puzzle. They all land in one single unified inbox. Every email, every text, every social media DM from a single person appears in one continuous conversation thread. So no more hunting through 5 different apps trying to remember what you last said. It saves an unbelievable amount of time and just makes your customer service feel so much more seamless. Right, so you've attracted the lead, you've nurtured that relationship. Now for the most important part, getting paid. And this is where having an all-in-one system really starts to shine, because it seamlessly connects all your marketing and sales efforts directly to your revenue. Right inside the platform, you can directly connect your payment processor, like Stripe. It's a super simple, one-time setup that just securely links your bank account to the system, and boom, you can start collecting payments right away. And this is where all the magic happens. Let's just trace the whole journey. It starts with someone submitting a form on your site. That same person is automatically nurtured. They book an appointment right in your calendar. And then when the job is done, the system sends the invoice automatically. They pay with one click. From that first hello all the way to the final payment, it's one smooth, connected experience, all managed in one place. So when you really step back and you look at the whole thing, you're not just using a random collection of disconnected apps anymore. What you have is a true command center for your entire business operation. You know, this quote from the source material really just says it all. The goal here isn't to get you to spend more time messing around with software. It's to have the software act like your perfect virtual assistant, handling all the tedious, repetitive tasks for you so that you can get back to doing the work that actually grows your business. And remember, the plumber and the real estate agent, those were just examples to show you how flexible the platform is. It doesn't matter if you run a gym, a law firm, a marketing agency, a restaurant, or an online course. The core principles are exactly the same. You need to attract leads, you need to nurture them effectively, and you need to make it easy to get paid. So really, the question is, are you ready to trade in the chaos of juggling a dozen different apps for the clarity of having a single command center? Are you ready to stop worrying about all the follow-ups and start focusing on actually growing? If the answer is yes, then honestly, the best way to see the difference is to just experience it for yourself. You can get started with a completely free 30-day trial of GoHighLevel. There's no commitment, no strings attached, and the link you need is right there in the description below. Give it a try and just see what it feels like to have your entire business streamlined in one place.